Welcome back everyone. Today I'm going to review Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This much hyped book which I saw everywhere on the internet last year. That's the reason that I picked it up. And to be honest, it was way beyond my expectations and it was even better than what people were saying and how I gauged what they were saying. This is a rom-com, a romantic comedy, an amazing story of infatuation between the first son of the United States, Alex, and a Prince of England, Henry, whose official title is Prince of Wales. This book is an excellent example of escapist fiction. The author of the book, Casey McQuiston, is an American whose most famous book is this, and she has also written a new book this year. It's called One Last Stop. So the book opens with a diplomatic blunder that's caused by both Alex and Henry when they are attending a royal wedding, and Alex doesn't like Henry because he thinks that he's too arrogant, and during this royal wedding they both start talking with each other, and then they start arguing with each other, and one thing leads to another, and Alex pulls Henry's shoulder, and Henry pushes him back, and while all of this is happening, Alex was falling back, and while he was trying to not fall, so he held Henry's hand, so he took both of them, and they both fell on the royal cake, which was like eight-story cake, the huge cake, which was like the attraction. The massive attraction was captured by that cake, and a lot of international media was there. Everybody saw it happen. They clicked the pictures, and it was an international blunder. This, the first son of US and a Prince of England, how they fought with each other. All of that was in the news next day, and the book is so funny that I would like to share some headlines from the book that were printed in the media next day. The $75,000 stumble. The next is royal battle. Prince Henry and first son of the United States come to blows at royal wedding. The next is Cake Gate. If you are familiar with the American politics, there was a scandal called Churchgate. So this is something like that. Cake Gate. Alex Claremont-Diaz sparks second English-American war. Another one calls this catastrophe as cake catastrophe. You'll gauge how funny this book absolutely is by how you see the author has given these titles, and the book gets even more entertaining when the story goes on. Then they have to do all of this drama to the international media and press that the relations between both of the countries are fine, because just because a prince and the first son fought with each other, and then they also had to pretend that now they are friends and all, and everything is quite fine. I'll not share the story any further because it's a fictional story, and it is this video is quite spoiler free, but you have to grab this delightful read with both hands, and which month will be greater than this month to read such an amazing love story. And now I'll talk a little about the politics of the author in this book. The book is very inclusive in the sense that a lot of characters belong to very alternative sexualities: pansexual, transgender, and bisexual, gay, and also the fact that Alex's mother, who's the President of the United States, is an American, but her husband is a Mexican. So Alex is a biracial man in the United States, and he talks about, and you see the whole of this politics of the author works like that. She obviously Alex is quite open about his race, and then there are takes on the monarchy as well, because the Prince of England is also involved in the story, so there are takes on the monarchy. And then one character in the book also calls America a genocidal empire, and then also the love story is a delight that just makes it a world where you can escape and feel very entertained and emotional at times, as this love story also has figures that are public figures in the highest sense, because one is a prince of England and another is a first son and his mother is the president. So in that sense, the characters in the book are absolutely public figures, and that also plays a part in how their love story will be panning out in the world. Because if it is made public, there are going to be reactions by the public, there are going to be consequences of that, and that also makes it a political thriller in the sense that the mother of Alex wishes to rerun for the president, because she has become president only in 2016 and she wishes to rerun for the presidency in 2021. So if it is revealed that her son is dating a prince in England, that might blow up as a scandal. And also and the monarchy is also not very accepting of such alternate sexuality. The monarchy would also not be very happy if such things blow out in the public. I'd say that I started reading this book after all of this hype that I saw, but it is much better than I had expected it to be. Now I'll quickly read some of the excerpts from the book. First is, straight people, he thinks, probably don't spend this much time convincing themselves they are straight. Second, he's not even into British accent, he's into Henry's British accent. To say it in the British accent, British. No, British accent. Alright. God, if any ghosts of any founding fathers are hanging around the White House tonight, they must really be suffering. And at one place in the book, very sadly, Prince Henry says, "My birthright is a country, not happiness." The next is, "You see, for me, memories are difficult. Very often they hurt." The next is, "Should I tell you that when we are apart, your body comes back to me in dreams?" Seventh, "My whole life has been about fighting. I fought." Now a quote from a Navtej Singh Johar judgment, which was delivered by the Supreme Court of India. And this is written by Justice Chandrachud, of course, because you see I admire him a lot. "We must, as a society, ask searching questions to the forms and symbols of injustice. Unless we do that, we risk becoming the cause and not just the inheritors of an unjust society. Does the Constitution allow a quiver of fear to become the quilt around the bodies of our citizens in the intimacies which define their identities?" If you understood it, you will understand how beautifully he has, talked about the intimacy and the identity of LGBT persons, you included. Now, lastly, a poem written by poet Vikram Seth, and that is in my mobile. 1 second. The title of the poem is "Through Love's Great Power." Through love's great power to be made whole in mind, body, heart and soul, through freedom to find joy or be, by dint of joy itself, set free. In love and in companionhood, this is the true and natural good. To undo injustice and to seek to quash the rights that guard the weak, to sneer at love and wrench apart the bonds of body, mind and heart, with specious reason and no rhyme, this is true unnatural crime. At last, I'll conclude by saying that one should not vouch for social morality when it impinges upon other person's rights and their identity. Good sense must prevail. I thoroughly enjoyed the book. I hope you will too. Next week, I'll be reviewing and summarizing a great, very interesting read that I'm reading, The Emergency, A Personal History by Kumi Kapoor. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. I'll be back next week. Till then, take care, stay safe. Thank you.